Sydney rolled out the red carpet for the leader of the world's largest democracy. What was meant to be a meeting of quad leaders instead is a duo of prime ministers.
Narendra Modi!
Inside, it had the buzz of a rock concert with a sellout crowd of more than 20,000 supporters.
Namaste, Australia!
Some diehards were able to get up close to Narendra Modi as he checked in to his Sydney hotel. Others travelled across the country for the extravaganza. There was even a specially chartered flight from Melbourne dubbed Modi Airways.
We all are welcoming Modi today. Har Har Modi.
We are very excited to see him.
Of course, we are an Indian Australian, but still, we love him.
Spirits have been high all day, with a visual feast of Indian culture keeping crowds entertained.
A visit by the Indian Prime Minister is rare. It's been almost a decade since Narendra Modi was last here in Australia, so organisers have made sure to pull out all the stops for today's reception.
It's really a very proud moment for us that he has come to Sydney.
Mr Modi spent the day meeting Australian business leaders, scientists and even a pop star.
It was a very broad-ranging discussion from building the economy of India, close collaboration with Australia.
But not everyone has been as welcoming, with protesters accusing the Indian Prime Minister of committing human rights abuses.
After his election, we have seen a rise in crimes against minorities.
A polarising figure, but one who can count on the fervent support of his fans at home and abroad. Lydia Feng, ABC News, Sydney.
The packed event at Sydney Stadium has just gotten underway, but there's been some tension with protesters there. Foreign Affairs reporter Stephen Jedgetts joins us now live. Stephen, what's been happening?
Well, Juanita, there was just a moment of brief anger here at Sydney's Olympic Park outside this venue where Mr Modi is speaking. As you can probably hear in the background there is a group of protesters. They're here supporting the so-called Khalistan push. They're pushing for an independent state in the north of India for Sikhs. And they say Mr Modi isn't welcome here because of human rights abuses back in India. Now, some of Mr Modi's supporters inside the building noticed them and moved outside. They were infuriated by the protest and they started chanting anti-Khalistan slogans. But the police moved in very quickly to defuse the situation and to push Mr Modi's supporters gently back inside the building. Now, inside it's been much more harmonious. Mr Modi was greeted with a huge roar of adulation when he came into the stadium, with Mr Albanese at his side. Mr Albanese, for his part, has been celebrating not just Mr Modi, but also Australia's large and rapidly growing Indian diaspora. Let's take a listen to what the Prime Minister had to say.
Your million-strong community has contributed so much to this country. The people here tonight, your families, your communities, will always be the lifeblood of the relationship that India and Australia share.
It's a pretty full stadium, Juanita, and I think it's safe to say that this demonstration from the diaspora is one that is sure to win Mr Modi's approval.
Stephen Jedgetts reporting there.